Okay, and we'll go to today's second interesting thing that British speakers do, which is the liquid U. Okay, which is very different to American English and absolutely crucial, okay, if you want to sound like a British person. Okay, so in British English, there are many more words that pronounce y in front of U sounds, okay, like the words cute, situation, volume, vacuum, okay, and this sound is sometimes called the liquid U, where we basically add a y, okay, to the U sound. Okay, and I put in lots of examples of the most common words that use it. There are a few more, okay, but these are the ones to remember. Okay, this one's very famous because Americans often do duke, okay, and it sounds kind of crazy to us in the UK who actually have dukes, okay, here. So, the pronunciation of a duke, okay, is either duke or duke in British English. In American English, duke. Okay, this word here, okay, duty or duty in British English. In American English, duty. Okay, this one's interesting. Stupid in British English, stupid in American English. Computer in British English, computer in American English. Though some American English people say it the same as the British, actually. They'll say computer. Okay, it really does depend on where they're from. Okay, then we'll come to tuna in British English, or tuna. In American English, it's tuna. Okay, all these next few are quite similar. Okay, in British English, okay, you play a nice tune or you play a nice tune. In American English, you play a nice tune. Okay, and again, very similar. Okay, Tuesday, okay, is the American way. In British English, we go Tuesday or Tuesday. Okay, and you know, as you'll notice, all these three here very similar to each other. Okay, this is another really important one if you're learning English. Student. Student. So British English, student. American English, student. Okay, another really important one, very common when you have to give in homework, okay, or do a project. The project is due or due in British English. Okay, and in American English, the project is due. As you can see, there's a really, really big difference. Okay, so let's go to assume. Okay, in British English, assume. Okay, American English, assume. Okay, very nice. Okay, so as you may see, okay, some British speakers are a little bit lazy with this. Okay, so words that start with tu, so tu, are often pronounced ch, chew, tuna, tune, Tuesday. Okay, words that start with du, okay, instead of going due, we often go Jew, duke, duty. Okay, so you'll notice this is very common. It's slightly lazy, but you'll notice it in many, many, many British accents. Okay, so you'll note that some older people and upper class people, especially people like the Queen, okay, might say words like suit as suit, okay, or the word super as super, okay, and so they'll do it with an S as well. Usually, this doesn't happen with an S in most British accents, okay, but you'll hear some partial old-fashioned people do it. Okay, so I'll give an example with this little silly conversation, okay. I'll first do it in an American accent, and then I'll do the conversation in a British accent. I assume I look super cute in this new suit. Sorry, Duke. The students think your suit looks stupid. Okay, so we'll go to British English, standard British English. I assume I look super cute in this new suit. Sorry, Duke. The students think your suit looks stupid. And now I'm going to do a very posh Queen's English. I assume I look super cute in this new suit. Sorry, Duke. The students think your suit looks stupid. Okay, all right. Okay, I hope you picked up some of that. Okay, so looking at a duke. Okay, first on the vocabulary note, a duke, and I encourage you to pronounce it duke or duke, is actually a title in Britain. It's like a lord, okay? It's somebody who, it's a traditional old-fashioned type of noble, okay, who ruled in old-fashioned Britain and in other European countries. For example, the Prince Charles, who's the Prince of Wales, is also the Duke of Cornwall. Okay, and there are many other important dukes in Britain. Okay, a suit is what I'm wearing now. Okay, also a spacesuit. Okay, or something like that. Okay, and assume. Okay, if you assume something, okay, that basically means, okay, you guess it without evidence. Okay, you treat things as if it's true, even if it's not. Okay, well done there, guys. Okay, I do think that's particularly difficult, that one. So let's move on to the next. We'll go to another really important pronunciation difference, which is A sounds. And we'll be talking a little bit about the north-south divide here. So in the UK, vowel sounds have traditionally been an important way of determining a person's social class, their education, and their region of origin. Okay, so where did they come from? We can tell by the way they say vowels. Okay, and because of this, vowels are really important in British English. Okay, and the way you pronounce them is crucial. Okay, so in the south of England, places like London, Norwich, Bristol, and Oxford. Okay, notice how I pronounce those names. But in places like this, people generally pronounce the A sound in bath or grass like the vowel in far or father. Okay, rather than the sound in cat or bat. Okay, so you'll notice, okay, it's a bit very, very different. You see, in the Midlands and the north of England, places like Manchester, Leeds, Nottingham, and Liverpool, okay, the same A sound is more similar to American pronunciation. Okay, so I'll give you a few examples. Okay, so I'll start in the south, and then I'll go to the north. South, bath. North, bath. South, grass. North, grass. South, laugh. North, laugh. South, plant. North, plant. South, dance. North, dance. South, branch. North, branch. South, demand. North, demand. South, sample. North, sample. South, path. North, path. South, glass. North, glass. South, banana. North, banana. South, example. North, example. Okay, now, as you can see, they sound quite similar sometimes. Bath in the north, bath in the south. Grass in the north, grass in the south. Okay, so it is quite difficult, but there are many, many more that follow this rule. Okay, but these are the most important ones. And when people talk about received pronunciation or RP, British accent, they will generally use this south of England pronunciation: bath, grass, laugh, plant, dance, branch, demand, sample, path, glass, banana, example. Okay, and then I'll just do one more example of the north: bath, grass, laugh, plant, dance, branch, demand, sample, path, glass, banana, example. Okay, just a note on what the Midlands is. The Midlands is kind of basically this area here, okay, in England, which basically means the middle. It's not the north, it's not the south, it's the Midlands. Okay, and social class, okay, again, we're talking about people's economic level. Okay, are they rich, are they poor? Okay, and then traditionally, okay, if we're doing something traditionally, we're doing something because it's been done this way for a long time. We're doing something because there's history behind it, something like that. Okay, nothing else I particularly want to mention. Just a note on place pronunciation. Notice I don't say England or Scotland. Okay, I'll say Scotland, England, London, Nottingham, Birmingham, Buckingham Palace. Okay, so just note how I pronounce those. That is quite important in British English. Okay, let's move on, guys. And we'll go straight on to today's next pronunciation slide, which is about U sounds. Now, this is slightly less important, but it's a note on the difference in the north and south. Okay, so again, this north-south divide is such an important part of British culture. and you'll hear people talk about it all the time. Okay, so basically, because the North is traditionally poor, and the North was traditionally somewhere where mining and farming and stuff like that happened, industry. So it's an industrial region. In the South, that was where people had universities, where people had banks and stuff like that. So it's a kind of North-South divide. Is a big cultural difference in the United Kingdom, and it's huge in pronunciation as well. So another big difference here, in the south of England, and this is kind of like America, in the south of England, words like cup, shut, but, and love are pronounced with the short U sound. Cup, shut, but, love. In the north of England, these words are pronounced with a long oo sound, oo. A bit more like the way Japanese people pronounce things. Cup, shut, but, love. Okay? So the US English does tend to be more similar to the south of England here. Okay, so I'll just go through these one more time. So in the north, cup. In the south, cup. In the north, love. In the south, love. In the north, shut. In the south, shut. In the north, cut. In the south, cut. In the north, butter. In the south, butter. I realize this is really difficult. Okay, so, put on the kettle and make a cup of tea. 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 Okay, it is really difficult. Okay, so when I use the word associate, that means basically has a relationship. Okay, if something is associated with something else, then that means it is usually connected to. So if something's associated, it is connected, it has a relationship with. Okay, similar means it's like it. It's nearly the same, but not quite the same. Okay, and divide, this is a divide. A divide is a line, that splits two things. Okay, and when we talk about the North-South divide, we're talking about how the British English language is split.